Hi y'all, it's Kelly, the Appalachian Booksmith, and I'm on for part 2 of my sewing theme journal series. And in particular, this is the first journal I'm working on, which is the one that is your overall just sewing theme. It doesn't have a specific purpose. It's just going to be themed as sewing. So I've got myself nice and cozy. I've got my coffee. I'm only allowed one caffeinated drink a day. So I definitely cherish it. It means the world to me. After that, it's all decaf water, you know. Oh, and this is quite fantastic. And it's in my purple fiddle mug. And this was made by a local artisan down there in the Thomas and Davis area of West Virginia. There is just some fabulous places there. Of course, you have Canadian Valley Ski Resort, and you have, I think it's called The Winds, a really good restaurant. You have Stumptown Brewery, fantastic. Just up the road from there, you have a barbecue place. It's phenomenal. Great beer selection, great food. You have the Purple Fiddle, which is outstanding. Great food. Constant live acts and really good music that comes in there. There is Mountain State Brewing, owned by these two brothers who are awesome. Their grandma was someone that I enjoyed immensely. And she was the owner of the Beekeepers Inn and the Hootay in Helvetia, West Virginia. I believe her daughter, which might be their mother, runs those now. I'm not really sure, but the Hootay is amazing. So I love West Virginia. I love everything about West Virginia. So I like to make suggestions and brag, of course, but the Purple Fiddle still blows me out of the water. The level of musical talent they get in is phenomenal. So, okay, enough of me rambling. Back to the purpose here, which is the cover of this journal. So it has had all night to sit and dry. I did let it sit overnight. It's bending really nice. It's lining up really nice. I had a few things. One thing I'm not happy right there. Right here, I have a little bit of where it didn't glue down really well. I mean, it's going to be fine. There's no way it's going to come apart in any way whatsoever. And when I start gessoing and painting this, I'm sure it's going to cover that right up. So I'm not too worried about it. I did add some string and I decided to wrinkle up some fabric. And again, I use the matte gel to do that. So when I wrinkled up that fabric, I just saturated it in this matte gel. And then I took my tweezers and my weeding tool from my Cricut, and I just pushed it into these shapes. And I didn't want to go too dramatic, so I kept it kind of simple. I didn't want too much. And I'm not going to cover this with embellishments the way I did my steampunk one. This one's going to have a little less embellishments on it. I just would like that to be a little more subtle. They're beautiful. I mean, you could put one on here and it'd be gorgeous. So that's what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm just pretty much going to decide where the embellishments are going to go. Once I figure out where I want them, I'm going to probably stop the video, glue them in place with the matte gel, and then once it dries, I'll come back on and paint the front. This process can be painful, me figuring out where I want things to go. I can be quite difficult. Imagine that. But so I have these dress forms, and oh my, they're just beautiful. But after looking at this lace, I thought, wouldn't that be really pretty if I made that kind of almost, I don't want to say focal point, because I like to have a focal point. I think I'm going to put a nameplate up here anyway, and the nameplate will kind of draw you around. So I don't necessarily want to say a focal point, but just enough of a design, considering that there might be a nameplate up here. My other favorite piece in all of these, and by the way, these are the Creative Embellishment laser cut. And it's like bookboard, but I think maybe it is about the same as bookboard, but it's absolutely phenomenal. And I do want to say that when it comes time to paint over these, and then to do the luster kind of rubs over them, these details do come through and they do show up. So, but this is probably my second favorite of this set, would be this sewing machine. So I definitely want the sewing machine on the front, and I love this dress form. And that's going to show up really nice, that little detail when we go to paint and go over top of this. So I'm going to say that's the start. Part of me wants to almost put this up. No, that's too much. Maybe even split the difference. I don't know. We'll see. And then, of course, there's all kinds of things. There's safety pins, there's needles, there's sewing needles, you know, tape measures, there's even an iron, you know, the iron. I'm like, well, do we really want the iron? Just kidding. I like to iron my clothes, but, you know, do we really want that? There are buttons in different sizes. There's a thimble. Oops, and there goes the thimble. There's a measuring tape that reminds me more of a construction thing. So I'm probably not going to use this, but I know I eventually probably will be using that. I might do like a nice little dad memory book of some sort. I don't know. So now it's just a matter of laying these out and rearranging them over and over again. And like I said, if I get to where I can't decide and I'm getting too indecisive, I will stop and not put you through the misery. So I definitely like this here. I like this. Now it's just working the pieces in between. And literally, this is what I do. I just start laying stuff down and seeing where it goes. I don't want a whole lot of dimension on this one. I know with the steampunk one, I had a lot of stuff going on. And I want to slow this one down a little bit, if that makes sense. Oh, I like that. I don't want quite as much of the embellishments on this as I did with the steampunk one. I'm keeping this one a little more simple. And actually I think that looks beautiful. I just want to maybe be able to see this more. See that this is a, see that is that little thread, or the little thread. Oh, what is it? A bobbin? No, spindle? I don't know. And I feel like I'm missing something right here. That needle's already going that way, so let's bring this one that way. My straight pen. Bring this a little bit this way because I'm imagining a nameplate right about there. And I do have, let's pull them out. I do have a container of nameplates, and I'm probably going to go with more of the decorative nameplates. So kind of off-centered a little bit. Maybe I want it right about there. So just kind of laying that there so I can think about it while I'm designing it. And I will stand up. I'm going to stand up and look in the camera a little bit. Oh, I actually do like this. This is going, sorry, I'm shaking you guys. This is going quicker than I thought. Usually I'm put something on, take it off, put it on, you know, back and forth. I don't want to put as much in the spine. And sometimes I really think these would look cute in the spine. But sometimes the spine gets a little more manhandling. So maybe do like a safety pin, a button, maybe bring this pin up here, a button, and then maybe a little, I don't know. Nope. It's not working for me. I'm not a thimble, no. Okay, let's think about the back since I'll sit here and do that 20 times over. Now on the back, I only want 3 to 5 on here, that's it. And of course I've added this little bit of texture, which will be nice. And again, the back takes a little more abuse than the other parts. So, oh, I like that. Or is that too much with that one? What if I move her down here? Maybe if I put her down here. And what else? Maybe put a tape measure here. A thimble. A little button. And maybe a little needle here. Just real simple. A little, I don't want as much on the back as I have on the front. So I'm liking that. I just feel like I need something here and I need something here. Because I have to think about it this way. This is what that section looks like. So when the book is closed, I'm going to be seeing this. So I need something here. Same thing here. Like if I think of, okay, there's nothing here. Now I look at this and I don't like it as much. It just is way too clustered down here. So maybe put our needle up here and bring these guys here because I like that these are in sets of 3 and then these things kind of on their own. But now I have the opposite going on. I seem to have too much of a hole here. But I need to keep reminding myself that this is the back. I don't need as much stuff on this back unless maybe kind of midway this, bring these guys down a little bit. And let's see. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I do feel like there's stuff missing here, but let's see. Maybe we can do a needle and a button. No, the needles are going the same direction. A needle and a button. And I wonder if that needs to be in threes. A needle, a button, and a little bobbin reel. And if I do that, I almost need this to come up just a little bit, I think. I didn't want this as busy, and now okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Come back over here and look at this, because I feel like I just need something here. Let's throw in maybe a safety pin and a spool. Oh, that spool's upside down. A spool. And no, I feel like it's just way too crowded in this corner. Like this guy would almost need to be moved. I don't want him that close to the edge. So if I'm looking at that. See, the last time I did this with the other book, there was so much overlapping that it gave it so much dimension. And this is the only thing, so far I'm overlapping. And honestly, I think it's going to be the only thing I do overlap is that. Maybe if I stick one of these down here. Now let's see. Yeah, honestly, I think that's enough. I think that's going to work. You know, if I get to painting this and I go, wow, it needs more, I can just glue more on. That's the cool thing. This stuff goes with gesso, matte media. This matte gel goes with gesso, acrylic paint, so I can work it out. Now I need to figure out something with this guy. Not happy. I feel like this is what I need to do. I just don't know how not, you know. Well, you know, I'm going to have it attached pretty good. Yeah, maybe something like that. If I spread them out a little bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Maybe he's going this way. Let's make this a little more interesting by making that go that way. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I really like this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue excuse me, the first piece down, and then I'm probably gonna turn this off, or I can start it over with the second video that I just kind of speed through the video and you see me gluing these all down, something like that. You know, once you've seen me do it, you pretty much, you know, there's no more surprises. So this is the gel medium, and I'm going to use this bigger paintbrush, and I'm just simply going to paint the back of this with the gel medium, and I put it on pretty darn thick. And you know, if it comes out the other side, it's okay, because I've got a dry brush here, and I'm going to remove the excess with a dry brush. And where I find the excess really is going to be around all of these details. But again, these are flimsy little details. I've got to have that matte gel in there really good for those little details. And again, it's going to get into the crevices, and I'm just going to have to take a dry brush to get it out of those crevices where it's really built up. But I can't have any of this not have the gel medium on it. So I've got that on there. And I mean, you'll be able to see it's just absolutely everywhere, but it's going to be okay. So I'm going to set her down. I like her placement. I'm just pushing her into place now. And I mean, she sticks down on there almost instantly. And I've got this brush dry enough that I think I can do this. So now what I'm going to do is, you can see right here where I've got a little bit extra of the gel, I'm going to get rid of it. Go through and get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of everything that's around the edges. And also, like right here, I don't feel like there's enough. So what I take off of this, I'm going to take my paintbrush and shove under there and up against this. See how good it like comes out with the dry brush? And again, I'm just going to kind of go around and seal the edges with that excess. And that's the cool thing about that this doesn't dry so quick, is it gives you time to take your brush and get in there. I'll bring it up towards, ooh, that was stupid. I was going to bring it up towards there. Now it'll take me 2 hours to refit. No, I'm just kidding. I also have this smaller brush, and I can come in here with the smaller brush and really push it in, because you don't want that gel medium setting up in those crevices, because when you paint, that's where the magic happens. That's where you start to see, you know, all these little details are going to come through. And as this is drying, I remember last time I did continuously push it down while I was putting the other pieces in. And again, I'm just going in here, picking up any of the extra medium that's in here. Because again, you want to be able to see every detail. And it does take a few minutes to get that out, but it's not the end of the world. I'll just keep grabbing, you know, I've got another dry brush here. Let's just grab this dry brush because it's going to pick all that stuff up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There can still be a little bit in there. Like, I wouldn't want it in the little details there. Like right here, it's already starting to set up a little bit in those details, a little bit more than I want it. And if you find that the case, then just get a smaller paintbrush and it'll help with that. Making sure that those pieces are out. And I mean, this is already pretty much sticking. Like, I can't lift this. So it's already doing its job. And it's sitting down in there. And sorry, you got to see the back of my big old head, big old melon head. I just want to make sure I'm getting the details here. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I feel like the signs are sealed enough. I feel like I've got enough of the stuff out of the crevices and details. So it's that simple. Absolutely simple. And of course, look at the mess I made. Yay! And I'll be dissatisfied this entire time trying to figure out exactly how everything was beforehand. It's typical me. Oh, there we go. Set this here again. I know I had this here. Oh, it wasn't going to sit perfect anyway. It's not like every time I, you know. And I believe these guys were up. Ooh, I don't remember. It'll work out. I'll figure it out. And it'll be just fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and I'm going to glue all of these on. And then once I get them glued on and it's dried, I'm going to come back and we'll talk about the whole painting method. And I will video the whole time I'm painting because there's just something enjoyable and relaxing about that, I think. And I'll show that and I'll just speed it up. I'll double, if not quadruple the time. Some students taught me how to videotape and speed things up. So I will be back. And when I get back, these will all be glued on and then it'll be dried and we'll start the whole painting process. Thanks for having patience with me because, whoo, I can just be. You all have a good day. Well, I'm saying have a good day, but I guess you're going to see me like in a second. So see you in a second. Okay, me again, and I'm a filthy mess. Basically, what is going on is that I went ahead and put them all down, but then I had some small places like right here that weren't quite attaching because of the different textures. So I have to push that gel medium underneath of it and then wipe the sides off without removing what's underneath of it. And that's what I did over here. It's just really tedious work. It is drying faster than I had expected. Here, let me see if I can get more light in here. Nope, that's not any better. Okay, so it is drying faster than I expected, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit. I'm a little nervous about this needle point here. It's glued pretty good, but looks like it's elevated. That's what was going on here. This one was elevated, so that's why I was pushing all the glue underneath. But all the other small places, that's usually what I check with these little details. They seem to be pretty good right now. So I'm gonna let it be, and I will be back. Well, for you guys, we'll be back in a second. But as soon as this dries, then I'm going to make some decisions about painting. I'm really struggling with that. Originally, I was going to do this all in blues, and I thought, no. I literally think I'm going to make the background. I think I'm going to take gesso and mix in some dark brown paint and do a kind of medium brown. And then I think I'm going to dry brush it with like a cream color. And then I think I'm going to go through and do accents in pinks with maybe some blue. I'm not sure. I could be telling you this and totally be lying because I change my mind constantly. But I will be back in a snap. Hi, this is Kelly again. Yeah, here I am. I am back in a snap, but I've changed my mind. this video is getting close to 30 minutes. So even though these wonderful lovelies have dried, they're attached really good, I'm gonna go ahead and make the choosing colors and painting in a second video because this video is so long. The gluing of the embellishments took me over 40 minutes and I sped it up to 5, and any faster than that or any, it started almost being hard to follow. So I decided to go ahead, end this now, and there'll be a part 3 where I choose my paints and I'm going to paint it and get all that done. So I'll see you in part 3.